Hi, I'm Howard Berg, and I'm considered the world's fastest reader. I have over 40 years experience in education. I taught in Title I schools for 10 years. I taught science and math. The school where I taught, my interview was, teachers get killed here, do you want the job? And it was a tough school. 2% graduated. I understand the problems facing many of our city schools today from firsthand experience. I then went on and owned my own school, and using my accelerated learning strategies, we had phenomenal results. Like this student, Micah. Micah passed the bar in California at 19. Was it a fluke? His 22-year-old brother's an attorney and a flight instructor. His 15-year-old sister's a first-year law student and will be the youngest person in history to pass the bar in California. And the second youngest will be his 17-year-old brother, all using the programs that I'm going to be offering through your system. Because I unlocked the secret to super fast learning, because I also struggled with my reading with books and magazines and mail and journals and more. It started in Brooklyn. I grew up in the projects, a really tough place to grow up. I found the safest place to play was the library. Gang kids treat libraries like vampires treat churches. They don't go there. By the time I was 8, I was reading the theory of relativity. At 11, I had college-level reading. And then I went to the State University of New York at Binghamton when I was 17 to major in biology. In my junior year, I got interested in the brain, and I told the dean I wanted to do 2 majors, psych and bio. He said, "You can't. You're a junior. You haven't had a single course in psychology. You'd have to do the 4-year program in 1 year by taking 6 science courses with 2 labs at the same time. And frankly, you're not smart enough." That's when it hit me. We don't teach learning in school. Tell people what to learn, why to learn, what will happen when they don't learn. But we don't tell them why they can hear a song on the radio once and sing it for their entire life. Then you read a book like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and a week later, you don't remember the habits. My students in my school, before we taught any content, were taught how to learn. We start them at a very early age, but it could be done at any age and instantiated into any curriculum. As a result, we had phenomenal results. Yes, I finished the 4-year program in 1 year, and I got an 800 on the GRE in biology. I went through 48 books in 3 nights, like cell physiology, biochemistry, genetics, plant systematics. Got 3 questions wrong. When people say to remember, I was in the 99th percentile. No, speed reading doesn't work, but I found a way to speed learn, where speed reading is one piece of a Swiss Army knife that really works for full learning. We went on to work with Nightingale Conant, and the program made $65 million. We tested it. We did a double-blind efficacy study using the Nelson-Denny, which is a standardized test for both reading comprehension and speed. 50 people did the A and then the B test, and to make sure the B test wasn't easier, 50 people did the B and then the A test. We did an analysis of variance. Everyone in the group doubled to quadrupled, most doubled, with no loss of comprehension. And yes, I can provide you with this study. I've been on over 1,100 shows. I even helped launch the Comedy Network with Dennis Leary and Jon Stewart. Students love my sense of humor, and teachers enjoy it as well. I've learned how to be both educational and entertaining at the same time. Perhaps you saw me with Justin Timberlake, Amy Sedaris, and Peyton Manning, or reading the 1,500-page healthcare bill in Cavuto in just 50 minutes. Yes, that is how fast I actually read. So, we're going to learn now about how to supercharge reading performance. I know reading is the linchpin. When you learn how to read, you're able to do anything. That's why 4th grade is such a critical grade. Students who can't read for the first time, they have to do content area reading. And I took graduate training on how to teach reading. Let me show you how to increase your reading speed right now by 10 to 20% in 3 minutes time. After this video's over, get a nonfiction book you've already read. We want to make sure the only thing that could possibly confuse you is the speed at which you're reading and not the content. And read for a minute with a timer. At the end of the minute, take a pencil and mark off how fast you went, so you have an assessment of how far you can read now in a minute. Now the secret sauce. Go to the second chapter, and using your hand, go from the left to the right margin, with your hands following your eyes. Your eyes will follow your hand across each line, one at a time, all the way across, and not down the middle. And you want to go as fast as you could comprehend. As long as you know what you're reading, keep going quicker till you don't, so you can find your ceiling. Slow down just enough so comprehension returns, and for about 5 minutes, read with your hand, one line at a time as fast as you can. This will help many students as well to overcome things like visual regression, which is a big problem in the schools. Now, go back to the first chapter where you initially read for a minute and test yourself a second time using your hand. You'll be astounded. You'll go 10, 15, 20% further than you did the first time just doing this one simple change. One of the things educators love about my program, it's modular. So it could be instantiated into existing curriculum with just a couple of minutes a day, so students can continue to learn their content area subjects and the accelerated learning at the same time. Speaking of students, this is Steven. Looks like a young boy. He is. 16-year-old college grad. Graduated University of Texas Arlington at 16. Got a 4.0 and majored in economics. He went to OU at 18 to get a master's degree in math, a tough degree. Graduated at 19 with a 3.97 GPA. He was upset he never got a B before. He didn't know what to tell his mom. This is the kind of results we want to see your students get. We want to see the students that are advanced and ready to learn soar, and the ones that are struggling get up to speed using the same tools. Would you agree comprehension is far more important than speed? Years ago, I was with Dick Cavett, the famous talk show host. He told me how he had just interviewed Woody Allen, and Woody told him he'd read Evelyn Woods, and he read War and Peace in 5 minutes. Dick said, "That's astounding. What do you remember?" And he said, "It's about the Russian Revolution. That's all I remember." And that's really pretty much how speed reading worked in the past. No one really learned anything. You read real fast, but you didn't have any deep understanding. And if you slowed down to learn, you lost your speed. I fixed the problem. In fact, the gentleman who owned Evelyn Woods, Maurice Thompson Jr., paid me $5,000 to train his son how to speed read. And the founder of Sylvan Learning, Barry Fowler, has endorsed my program as the best one he's ever seen. And the secret to comprehension is schema, what you know already. If you're reading The Man Drank a Glass of Water in a book, you don't go, "Stop, what's water, what's a man, what's a book?" Because you know these things, you can read them in text. If I said, "Look at the Agilis Phoenicius," now it's not in your schema, you don't know it. Let's see how schema can help improve student performance, even low-performing students. Here's a passage missing schema. Watch how confusing it is. This is an easy thing to do. Many people are able to do this at an early age. Be careful not to rush or you may have a serious problem. It doesn't make any sense because schema is the golden ticket. It's what makes information meaningful. On the next page, I have a 2-word title. And watch how instantly the same passage is effortlessly read. Bike riding. This is an easy thing to do. Many people are able to do this at an early age. Be careful not to rush, or you may have a serious problem. Suddenly, the same text is effortlessly read. We train students not just on how to read quicker, but how to identify the schema that makes the words pop off the page with meaning and significance. When we focus on schema and not just on content, learning takes place. Now, we want to learn to integrate schematic meaning into the existing curriculum. We don't change the curriculum. We make it brain friendly. We call it sticky learning. Students are taught what to look for and how to find it. Teachers are taught what they're looking for and where to put it so they can find it. It's like Velcro. The teacher is one half of the Velcro and the learning material is the other half going into the student and making it stick. It improves the comprehension, even of low-performing students. and it empowers these struggling students finally to make sense out of what they're reading and gain content area mastery. Here's another student. You might think all my kids were geniuses. They weren't. Justin was a normal kid when he entered my school. Actually, a C student. When we got finished, he graduated high school at 15. He got his 2-year degree at 17, his 4-year degree at 19, and a master's in English at 21. He's currently a professor at 22 at Tarrant Community College. That's what happens when you teach a student how to learn so they can soar from a C to an A+. Now I want to show you the single most important skill of all, emotional intelligence. This is the big one. This is the one that most teachers are struggling with. Classroom management, the immaturity of students, their short attention spans, their test anxiety. There's so many things that come under emotional intelligence. Remember, I'm a psychobiologist. I studied how the brain works, and I took what the brain does and worked backwards to education so it can do what it needs to do in a classroom. I'm going to demonstrate how we can modify the behavior of students in a classroom quickly and easily to get high performance. Would you mind please standing for this one exercise? I'm going to show you how to stay awake. So when you're taking a standardized test, you don't fall asleep. When you're in the middle of a class, you can stay awake and alert, and so can the teachers. I'm going to show you how to change your energy level. Now, you know the left side of the brain controls what part of the body? The right. And the right controls the left. While you're standing, touch your left hand to your right shoulder and your right hand to your left, alternating like the Macarena without music. Perfect. Now do the same thing like a Charleston. Left hand to right knee, right hand to left knee. Notice you have to think a little more because both sides of your brain are engaged. Now raise your right hand over your head, thumb in your fist, and say, I feel great. Yes. And say it with passion, like you truly mean it. We're going to use these simple steps to learn how to elicit energy in a classroom. Help students get higher test scores. Help teachers stay more focused. We're going to begin by doing the shoulder taps at the speed that I'm speaking. Left to right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knee taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me. Clasp your thumb and go, I feel great. Yes. Yes. And do it a little faster this time, starting with the shoulder taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do you feel? I feel great. Yes. This time go full out as fast as you can. Starting with the shoulder taps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Raise your hand. I feel great. Yes. Feel great. Give yourselves a big hand. Put a smile on your face. Sit down. Do you know what happens when you do this 3 times? Nothing. But you probably would like something, and so would the students and teachers. The latest studies show it takes 90 days to create a habit, not 30. Remember Pavlov? Rang a bell, fed a dog. Rang a bell, fed a dog. Rang a bell, the dog drooled. You don't want to drool, and neither do your students, but you do want more energy. What you did was stimulate the left, then the right, then both together, and sped it up. And each time you felt more alert, you grabbed your thumb and said, I feel great, yes. That becomes your bell. Now when you're in the middle of an important test, like a standardized test, you grab your thumb and you go, I feel great, yes. And what would you feel? Awake. You just do one drill like this every day for 90 days to drill it into the unconscious, and suddenly you can elicit a burst of energy during a test, during a class, during a gym performance. The same way we can teach students how to relax so they don't panic taking exams, getting higher scores. We teach them how to stay focused. We teach them how to concentrate. We can elicit any positive emotional state by teaching them how to create it, anchoring it, and triggering it when it's needed. Suddenly, we have a whole new suite of tools we can use in the classroom for classroom management for peaking student performance. And it does work. With EQ, we can create classroom management strategies, help to discipline the challenging students. And that's a big challenge for teachers. I did this for 10 years. I know how hard that can be, but I had strategies and they worked. We can also eliminate test anxiety. That's a big one. Many students learn but get nervous taking tests and underperform. As a result, their scores are much lower than they should be, and it reflects poorly on the district. We want them to get higher test scores. The students in my school had phenomenal test scores. We had one year, every student got a college scholarship. Most of the kids finished my school with 20 to 45 college credits. It's easy to do, and I could show you exactly a strategy for doing it. So when your kids are graduating, the ones that are going to college are so attractive to a school. You get phenomenal scholarships and excellent test scores, and everyone's looking at what did you do that we didn't do? And more importantly, students develop self-esteem, self-respect, so they can be successful now in the classroom and later in life. Now I want to deal with the math problem. I don't have to tell you, if you're in education, this is a huge problem. Now for me, I took a lot of math. I was a science major, calculus, advanced algebra, solid geometry, statistics. I learned math. Math is a big problem because so many kids are so convinced they can't learn it. Let me show you how easy it is to teach and learn math. I'm going to give you a problem. 103 times 107. You should have the answer right now without a calculator. Yes, it's that simple. Students in elementary school can even do this. First step is notice both numbers are greater than 100 and both are close to 100. This is important. How much greater than 100 is 103? 3. How much greater than 100 is 107? 7. Write those numbers down and multiply the two differences. 3 times 7 is 21. How hard was that? Now we're going to do the next step, which is even easier. Add diagonally. What's 103 plus 7? 103 plus 7 is 110. What's 107 plus 3? 110. Do you notice they're the same answer? They're always the same. So whichever way is easier to add, that's the way you go, because it's the same. Write down your answer. 110, 21. 103 times 107 is 11,021. How hard was that? Can you see how getting a student who is convinced math is too hard and they cannot learn it, you give them problems like this to solve, and suddenly the false belief, the emotional intelligence issue, the false belief is eradicated. And now, suddenly, math no longer seems impossible. This is just one problem. We actually can teach this with addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, even powers. So yes, math can be easily taught even to students that in the past found it challenging. It helps to eliminate the fear of math. It makes math fun, and it makes math interesting. Plus, it provides practical applications of math, like how to make change. You ever go to a store and the machine isn't working? They can't give you change of $1. We have a system where you can instantly calculate the exact change for any purchase in your head, effortlessly. Every student needs to know that. People often say, Howard, you read fast. Do you remember anything? Yes, I do. And so will you, because I'm going to show you one of my many memory strategies. In fact, we start teaching memory in pre-K. Before we teach students to read, we teach them how to remember. Doesn't it make sense? You're teaching kids how to read and not how to remember what they're learning. So what happens? They don't remember and they can't read. Doesn't it make more sense to teach them how to remember first so they can remember how to read? I know it's common sense, but it's rarely practiced in actual education. My students did it this way. That's why we had so many great results. I'm going to give you 10 things to remember. You're not going to succeed, but then I'm going to show you the secret, and instantly you're going to become a memory genius. Now, you don't want to do this because this is not just an exercise. This is a tool every student needs to learn to master information in math, science, history. You're going to see for yourself just how powerful this is in a moment. Ready? Remember pole, shoes, tricycle, car, glove, gun, dice, gate, cat, bowling pins. Do you remember all 10 objects backwards and forwards? Probably not. But you will in a minute because it's that simple. And one of the secrets, and there are many, which we will share with your faculty and students because we teach both. We teach teachers on how to teach learning. We teach students on how to learn, and everybody wins. The Greeks discovered thousands of years ago learning information is easier when you relate it to what you know already. Sort of like hangers and closets. What do you do with a hanger? You hang clothes on it. You have information hanging in your memory. I bet you know how to count to 10, right? Those 10 numbers are hangers, and we're going to use them to learn 10 things. Number 1 looks like a pole, correct? So when I say 1, you say pole. Ready? 1, pole. 2, how many shoes you wear? 2. So 2 is shoes and 1 is pole. Please do this with me. It will pay big dividends if you are practicing and not just watching. 3 is a tricycle. How many wheels on a tricycle? 3. So it's 3, tricycle. 2, shoes, and 1, pole. You're doing great. 4 is a car. How many tires on a car? 4. 4 is car. 2 is shoes. 1, pole. 3, tricycle. We're not going in order on purpose. You're not memorizing. You're associating. Different kind of memory. Can you see how you can use this in school? 5 is a glove. How many fingers in a glove? 5. So what's 5? Glove. 3, tricycle. 1, pole. Fantastic. 6 gun. They love them in Texas, right? 6 gun. What's 6? Gun. 4, car. 2, shoes. 7's lucky in dice. What's 7? Dice. What's 5? Glove. What's 3? Tricycle. What's 1? Pole. You're almost there. You're doing great. 8 skate. Rhymes work. Say it. 8 skate. 8 skate. What's 8? Skate. What did they love in Texas? 6. Gun. 4. Car. 2. Shoes. You're almost done. How many lives does a cat have? 9. What's 9? Cat. 7 was lucky in dice. 5. Glove. 3. Tricycle. 1. Pole. Last number, 10. How many bowling pins in an alley? 10 bowling pins. Let's see how well you remember now. What's 1? Pole. 2. Shoes. 3. Tricycle. 4. Car. 5. Glove. 6. Gun. 7. Dice. 8. Skate. 9. Cat. 10. Bowling pins. Give yourself a big hand. And how do you feel? I feel great. And when you feel great, do that because it makes it stronger. You just learned how to peg. And here's how you're going to use this in school. Imagine you're teaching geometry. And they're learning the value of pi is 3.14. They never remember it. 3 is a tricycle. 1 is a pole. 4 is a car. Picture this. A tricycle hits a pole on a car. Picture this. A tricycle hits a pole on a car. Tricycle, what number? 3. Pole, what number? 1. Car, what number? 4. You just learned the value of pi. Tricycle, pole, car. You convert numbers that they have to learn in math, science, and history into pictures. And the 0 is the 10 bowling pins. Suddenly you have a system for encrypting numbers that students never remember. Historical dates, constants in math. Suddenly, math and numbers become simple. That's what this whole program is about. Making learning fun, making learning easy and simple. showing them how to retain and recall, not just learn information, but know how to store and retrieve it. Too many students study on Thursday, test on Friday, and forget everything by Saturday. No, we actually want them to learn. This works with young students. I taught that exercise to my grandkids when they were 3, and they learned it. They are amazing. You teach this prior to learning content or while learning content, so they're able to use it immediately. How well? Well, this is Brad. He finished 4-year college in 6 months. He went to Thomas Edison, Rutgers online program. And he is a genius because he learned Chinese in 3 weeks. And he went on to become a missionary, and he retired in his mid-30s, a multimillionaire. Very proud of what he accomplished. I'm proud of what I've done in helping youngsters around the country, around the world. I've taught all over, been in Copenhagen and Oslo. I've had students in Australia and Africa and Asia. I love what I do. I like helping people. I like helping kids. I grew up in a really bad place, and I feel it's my mission to make a difference in their lives because I know what they're going through. I went through it myself. This is your path to success. There's actually 4 core programs: reading, writing, memory, and math. There are more, but these are the core programs, and these are the core subjects in school. The reading program, we guarantee they're going to read 100% faster. They're going to have study skills. They're going to learn what to look for, how to find it, how to remember it. We're going to get higher test scores as a result, and increased graduation rates. This is the dream of every school system. My school is a living laboratory. We were able to do what everyone else dreams of doing. The writing program is on how to eliminate writer's block, how to read people so you communicate on their wavelength, how to complete writing on time all the time. So there's no more, I didn't get it done, it was too hard. Let me share a story. Students in my school, we had a group of 11 to 15-year-olds. And this was a private school, so we had a religious lesson on the book of Matthew. They wrote 28-page MLA-cited reports on the book of Matthew in 4 hours. And the person I worked with was a professor at a theological school, and they had the dean of the seminary grade the papers. He didn't know these were our kids. He said, "I'm having trouble finding time to grade papers. Can you help me?" So he gave these youngsters papers, and he gave 2 of them second-year graduate credit, 2 of them first-year credit, and said the rest was senior credit, and he was a little disappointed. And that's when he found out the oldest child was 15 and the youngest was 11. Yes, you can do amazing things with the right tools, and we have these tools. Memory Secrets is for learning names, facts, details, numbers, dates, statistics, even foreign languages. Yes, it can be made easier to learn with brain-based learning strategies, and much, much more. You can instantiate this into your existing core curriculum, so whenever they're learning, they'll be able to learn it faster and better. Math Secrets is addition, subtraction, multiplying, dividing, squaring. Now, I want to make a few important points. Everything I'm showing you can integrate into any curriculum. It's like water. It'll pour into any container. It'll build core learning skills for below performance students, helping to bring them up to skill level. It helps to maximize the successful students, like some of the ones you saw who did college in 6 months. They weren't average. They were exceptional, but had tools that leveraged their ability. So we've had both. I had a young lady, Amy McFarland. She had 3rd grade reading in 9th grade. We taught her the program. Amy got her 2-year degree with a 4.0 when the kids in her high school, where she was a special ed student, finished high school. She then went to Baylor on a full scholarship, got a 4.0 and a master's degree at 22. Now I want to tell you, she was not your typical special ed student. She was motivated. She worked really hard, and her mother helped her. But if you give people who have a challenge the right tools, and they use the tools, you can get amazing results like that. The best part about it, everything I do is easy to learn. I wanted to make the solution easier than the problem you're trying to solve. In fact, my reading program is only 4 hours long. It can be taught at once, or it can be taught in chunks and it's satiated into existing curriculum. It's fun and easy to do. Now, as next step, call me at 214-952-9150. That's my cell phone. Let's set up a meeting. I'd be more than happy to do a live demonstration for you and a core group that you choose. I can provide you with samples of the DVDs so you could review them, and we could discuss how this could be put into an existing curriculum. I own my own school. My school operated at 40% of the cost of existing schools. If that sounds something you'd like to know more about, I can share that with you as well. We learned how to leverage the full power of our teaching staff using individualized learning and accelerated learning strategies. I would love to speak with you further on how I could help to bring your schools into the 21st century, raise test scores, increase graduation rates, help students that are struggling, and help those that are on grade to soar, because that's why they came to your program. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to helping you. Service above self. I'm Howard Berg, the world's fastest reader, and I look forward to meeting you in person in the near future. Thank you for your time.